What is going on, you guys, and welcome to Gamers Land. We are back again today, and we have a bit of an interesting video. So if anybody watched the hour-long video I made yesterday, which is freaking ridiculous, but I had a lot on my mind about doing eBay, someone that's new at eBay, and I guess just what I consider, tips and tricks for when you're starting an eBay store. Very simplistic stuff, but I think it's stuff coming from someone that's just doing it part-time and enjoying it. I think it was something that's kind of helpful. In that video, we talked about shipping and how clean you have to be and professional you have to look. And I'm a guy that just started this YouTube channel. I have a few others that have more subscribers and whatnot, but this one's fairly new. So I got about 3 subscribers, and they're probably my other channels. I'm not quite sure if I even have 1 unique subscriber, but that isn't the point. I put these videos out here for anybody that's coming across to check them out. And if somebody finds them, then great, that's awesome. Then we're doing our job. But there is a channel, and this channel is called Rockstar Flipper. Okay, he's got about 121,000 subscribers. He's really big for the eBay scene, and he's actually the one that I linked in that other video for you guys to learn the spreadsheet to do your accounting for your eBay page. Really cool guy, and I enjoy watching his videos. But I just found it hilarious that after making that video yesterday about shipping and being clean and professional, he comes out with a video that's talking about a discussion that's on Facebook. He's part of certain groups, and in these groups, people argue the fact of should you buy brand new material or should you recycle it, which is dumpster diving, asking friends and family, finding Facebook groups that give away free packaging material, or is it tacky to be shipping your items out with secondhand materials? So I just thought it was hell of interesting that after the video I made yesterday, he comes out with this video. So I figured we go over a few key points of what he makes, or of what he says, and let's start here. Okay, so we're gonna start with this one.
Afternoon, September 7th, 2022. A little bit of a controversial topic. Hopefully the title and thumbnail gave that to you, but we want to talk about recycled shipping material, packaging material, boxes, bubble wrap, bubble envelopes, etc. versus buying brand new material, and then the entire, staying the Go Green course and getting recycled material from dumpster diving or asking stores or asking friends and family, etc. One versus the other. I kind of want to talk about my thoughts on that because every time this pops up in a Facebook group, specifically,
which is my point. That's exactly what I told you guys. This is what the video is going to be about. I'm going to stop it here and there because I don't know how he has it set up. I don't want to strike for reviewing his content and what he's saying. I just thought it was funny that as I put out a video yesterday and spoke about something, he's pretty much laying out the same information. So it must be something in the air that's trying to help individuals that are just doing this either now, just getting started, or are part-time, or if it's just a hobby for them, to really get on their game and do what's right, to put passion and into your store, So I just think it's super interesting. So let's keep going.
Some of the other ones I've seen or across Instagram or social media posts, it turns into like an all-out brawl between a couple of people. So I don't want anyone who may hear about my opinions on the subject to have the wrong information. Let's go over the right information on what I think about recycled packing material versus brand new buying stuff.
So again, this is going to be his opinion. Everyone is allowed their own opinion. I have my own opinion. I'm more on the side of, not to spoil it, but let's just stick to my opinion. My opinion is more of, I like brand new stuff. I love my stuff looking professional. There was, what was it, about 2 weeks ago, that I was actually at work and I saw that my boss was throwing away a bunch of boxes, and I told him to let me go ahead and just take those boxes because I can reuse them. Instead of them going in the trash, I can reuse them, and they're just regular brown boxes. Some of the ladies that do work there actually end up writing on them. They put tape on it and they write over the tape. So once I'm sitting here stripping the tape, I'm kind of not tearing, but I'm removing a layer of the box as I'm taking the tape off. And I had to use them because I had no boxes. And about 2 weeks ago, it was times were just a little bit harder. I didn't get a chance to invest in any new shipping material, and so I was having to use those boxes. And after like midweek, I'm just like, this is horrible. I hate the way it looks and the way it feels to have to ship something out with a box that looks damaged. And I get it, some people don't have a choice, but personally, I'd rather just buy my shipping material brand new. There's something about the look. But anywho, he continues by describing the boxes that he uses, where he gets them from. I get mine from Walmart, which so does he, and they are the cheapest place to get them. So let's go ahead and hear his part on that.
You see them at Walmart. Walmart sells the small, medium, and larges. I buy a lot of the smalls. Believe it or not, Walmart is one of the cheapest places. I've tried eBay and Amazon. I've tried Quill. Uline is another one. A lot of the places, the boxes after the shipping and getting it to you cost a lot of money because they're heavy when you're ordering 50 at a time or 100 at a time, or I've ordered 300 at a time. They just come and they're heavy. So I get them locally at Walmart. I can stop in a Walmart on my way in and out of town and pick up 20 or 30 of them, and I'm good for
20 or 30 boxes. So I don't go that far off. So I probably get like anywhere between 10 to 15 of the small boxes, the super small ones. I end up getting about 5 to 10 of the mediums, and then I do end up getting about 7 or 8, which is the large boxes that I actually use to make my own comic book Geminis. And out of each box, I think you get 2 Geminis out of each box. So technically that's like 16 Geminis. Like I told you guys in my previous video, I'm not a big seller. I reopened my store in April. We're in September. I've made like 7 grand. So again, we don't make a lot. This is obviously part-time. It's a side gig. But yeah, I don't go as extreme as 20, 30 boxes, but they have good deals, man. I mean, it'll cost you about $1, you know, to get your box, you know. And like I was stating last video also, that's $1 that a lot of people say, well, if shipping is $3.42, why wouldn't you hook up the buyer and give him the cheapest shipping that you could find? Well, because it costs me money to ship that. I have to get bubble wrap, bubble mailers, poly mailers, cardboard boxes, tape, stickers. You know, it costs money. I don't know how this is going to sound like to do anyone favors. This is to create an income for myself. So you have to charge. Again, you throw all that into, once you do, you separate it into, let's say, fractions of how many sales to how much you're spending on shipping material. You kind of come out with a number of how much is going into each individual item, and you have to charge for that, you know. But let's keep going to what he has to say about his boxes at Walmart. Let's get his opinion on what he thinks of these boxes. Again, you're getting that information from a guy with probably 0 real subscribers, and you're getting it from a guy that has almost 200,000 subscribers.
So that's where I buy them, and they're generally cheaper and they're good condition. What's great about Walmart is all their boxes say they are from recycled material. So I'm buying a brand new box that looks professional. It looks good to my customer. It holds up very well, and it's made from recycled material. In fact, I believe Quill and Uline, if you order from them, also use recycled material. Can't guarantee Amazon and eBay because it depends on where you're getting it from. But Walmart's really, really cheap, and I use those boxes for a lot of my wholesale. And so when you think about if I needed to go find 50 or 60 clean, good boxes every single month, if I had to go dumpster diving or drive around to stores or to friends or family, it'd be very, very hard just to locate that amount of material.
I'm
right?
going to stop it there because it's not even... He's going to get into a spiel of how much time it would take to collect all these boxes. Obviously, this is different for him because he's a way bigger seller. He's pumping out a crap ton of packages a day. He's dishing out a bunch of his smaller, bigger size boxes that he buys from Walmart. He sells a lot of remotes. He sells them in bulk. He buys a crap ton of remotes. It's one of the biggest things that he does. So even for myself, that I'm only buying 16 boxes a week, I'm not going dumpster diving for 16 boxes. And on top of that, you have to make sure that the box that you're finding is in well shape. It looks good. It's going to be clean. It's going to be sturdy, so that your product does not get damaged, number one, and number two, doesn't look like crap when it gets to the customer. You know what I mean? So he's making good points, really good points. And again, if you're not going to take it from me, take it from someone who does this for a living, bigger than we do, you know.
from being used to ship a few times or once even? Has it had any damage? The corners, the backs, is it going to fall apart? Is your customer going to know that it's used?
Big point. Is your customer going to know that it's used? So that was my thing with my story earlier. Having to use those used boxes from work made me feel a certain type of way, because when I receive those packages from someone, I'm like, yeah, cool, it did the job, but at the same time, you feel like you're opening up a hand-me-down. Do you know what I mean? So it's all preference. Don't get me wrong, there's people that don't care when they receive a package that way, but if you're trying to build a good name for yourself, you have to care.
To me, even if you're a small hobby seller or a small part-time seller, somebody who only ships very little, you still want to look as professional as possible, and you don't want to risk that one negative when you only sell a little bit.
Another one that I didn't even catch when I was watching it earlier. That is a big, huge point. If you're just, let's say like me, I have 100 and something ratings. I've sold a lot more than that, but only 100 and some people have rated me. You know, can you imagine some of those ratings saying, hey, you know, this guy uses cheap material, he uses, you know, boxes that look like, you know, crap? Could you imagine trying to start off having a good store and you're already getting knocked on your reviews because of used material when you can go spend $1 on a brand new box? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
One defect, one negative from a customer can really hurt you when you only have a small amount of sales. Now, if we turn over to my bubble mail,
and he goes off to a spiel about his bubble mailers. I'm not concerned about that. His video also is bigger on, do you use recycled material rather than just using boxes and stuff that come from whatever trees or whatever the situation is? I don't really pay attention to that. I love the planet. Yeah, cool. Like, sure, if you can recycle products and buy them recycled, of course it's going to help. So like he said, Walmart, those are all 100% recycled. But do I go out of my way to make sure that what I'm buying is recycled? Of course not. I wouldn't do that. You know, again, if you're a smaller seller, I'm going to buy what's the cheapest. It's just what it comes down to. Maybe once I have more money and I can actually spend a little more, then whatever, it is what it is. But it's pretty much that battle of recycled versus non-recycled material. You know, that's where he's going off with. That's what he's going to say about his bubble mailers. I'm not really into that, so we'll keep going.
A button or stop at a store that I'm already riding by and just grab what I need and go home and pay for it. Now remember, your cost of material when you buy boxes and bubble wrap and bubble envelopes is tax deductible. It's a tax deduction. All of your material costs, anything you use to pack the boxes, ship them, labels, material, bubble wrap, poly mailers, bubble, it's all something you keep the receipts for, and it goes on your taxes during your tax report. So that's definitely something you get a deduction off of. Also,
main point, what are you concerned about if you're trying to be cheap and not spend money when all of it is a deduction, which means that, you know, let's say you made $12,000 in sales. If you report that $12,000, you have to pay $12,000, not $12,000 in taxes, but you're going to get taxed on that $12,000, whether it's 30%, 33%. By the time we file our taxes this year, it's probably going to be 52%. Who knows? You know, who knows? I don't want to get political, but with buying in the house, you never know. It might be 52% by the time we file taxes this year. So that's the big thing, is how whatever you can have in expenses, the better. So if the more you dip into that money that you're making, the better. If you spend $3,000 on shipping material out of the 12,000, now you're only claiming 9,000. You see what I'm saying? On top of that, it's everything else that you spend on the business, which is gas, whatever the situation may be. So your job as a business owner is to always break even to the IRS, but you got to be able to back it up. Now, me, I make a huge mistake also. I have my own business card, my own business card for my business, and I always forget to bring it with me. So I'm buying stuff with my personal card, which you never want to mix your businesses with your personal, but I do. And then my kid is in this habit of, you hand him the receipt when you're done, and then the receipt goes flying in the air when you leave the store. So I have no receipts for any of it, but whatever. If they audit me, it is what it is, man. If I got to take a hit one year, I'll take a hit for being stupid, because that is being stupid, is not holding on to your stuff. But anywho, great point is you're gonna claim it on your taxes and expense anyways. Don't be cheap unless you have to be. And I'm not here to knock anyone down that can't do it, doesn't have the money to do it. If you don't, by all means, do what you have to do. If you're just starting out and you have no income whatsoever, by all means, I don't care if you have to go in the alley behind your house to find boxes. You know what I mean? Do what you have to do to get started. Always remember, keep it clean, go above and beyond, but at the same time, limit the amount of supplies you're using so it's not so heavy, but focus on that professionalism. You have no idea how just a picture alone, if I'm looking through an eBay listing and I see a guy that's holding a comic book in his hand and he's taking the picture of it, I'm gonna go buy it from someone that took the time to put this book on a stand or with a nice background, because that shows his character. It shows that he cares, number one. It shows that he's clean, number two, you know, and it shows that when he ships it to me, he's gonna ship it right, because he doesn't want this book to get damaged. Number one, it's because he either cares about the book, cares about the product that he's selling, or he just cares about making money and doesn't want to deal with a refund because he wants to make that profit. So either way you look at it, it's a positive thing when you take time to do things properly and professionally. I love the way that he makes that point.
And especially for those of us that sell a lot, have bigger, operations, we definitely have to stand by what we do. And everything needs to look one way, and it needs to look right, and it needs to be right. And so value your time, value your name, and go about it the right way, guys, and you'll be just fine. So that's kind of my tips here. I'll link everything, American Bubble Boy, and of course, I'll link just the eBay.
I couldn't put it any better. The man just completely put it down the way that it was supposed to be put. 100% complete. And I think once you start putting your brain into it and you realize that, when you take yourself from, I'm doing this for fun, which fine, if that's what you're doing and you really don't care, by all means do whatever you do, you know. But if you're taking it a little bit more serious and this becomes something that you enjoy doing, it's going to become a part of you, and that part of you is separate from you. You become a brand, you become a name. My name for myself, and which is, I love having it. I love pulling out my card. And unfortunately, they didn't write out the whole collectibles because it just wouldn't fit in the card. That's just the way Bank of America does it. But it's my business card. Okay, so just alone of having your name on something like that gives you so much pride in what you do. I become a brand. My personal name is my personal account, which I have to get better at to stop using for my business. We'll talk about all that type of stuff in later videos. But you become a brand, and if you take anything from this video, is that take pride in what you're doing, whether it's a hobby or something that's part-time, because you never know what can happen with it. And if you set it up for success, you never know. It might be something that you can do that could help you retire faster. Maybe it's something that can help you give up your 9-to-5 if you hate it. You never know what the situation is. So all I can say is do the best, just like with anything else in life. You do your best in your relationships, your friendships, your marriage, being a parent, your other job. You put your best foot forward for everything. This is no different, you know. And something as simple as shipping material can say so much about our individual, you know. And pictures, don't forget that. I'm a big on telling people to take nice, good pictures, okay? But anyhow, before I go, I do want to show his page. So that's gonna be Rockstar Flipper. Make sure you guys go subscribe. Super cool guy, man. Does a bunch of videos every single day. Let me go ahead and give me 1 second here, guys. I just want to show you his channel, and I want you guys to go consider subscribing to him if you're really into eBay. Just because I'm over here trying to scroll on OBS. The guy does so much, and he's been doing it for years. I mean, the way that he does it now, you can tell the difference from when he started. Such a big difference. He'll give you, this is who you want to watch if you are looking for a video on YouTube of what to sell on eBay. He'll go through number of things that you guys can sell. He talks about eBay fees increasing, so he'll give you the news as it comes out. This is a very good channel to stay on top of, you know what I mean? So I pretty much suggest that you guys go there. He does thrifting. He goes to thrift stores and shows you what to buy there. He's just, to me, one of the only ones that I watch with this whole eBay thing. If you guys know any good ones, please drop them in the comments down below. I would love to check out more channels. But Rockstar Flipper is definitely one of the ones that I pretty much go to. And like I said, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe. And I know it doesn't say that I'm subscribed, but I am on my personal YouTube page. This is actually my channel that I put all this up in. I have my own personal channel, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to subscribe also on a different channel for him. So, anywho, other than that, you guys, I definitely, let me go ahead and just make myself big again. Boom. I switch these. Anywho, all right, I definitely want to thank you guys for coming out and checking out the video. If you guys have any suggestions or any tips you want to throw down in the comments for anyone coming through and scrolling through the comments to see what people say, please make sure that you do. Other than that, if you do enjoy content like this, think about subscribing. We're going to try to make videos at least 2 to 3 times a week, depending on what time we have and we're blessed with. So other than that, thank you guys so much, man. Much love, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.